East Side Dave McDonald.
Go out to New York City, find a homeless guy, murder him, Batman snuff rises.
Chris Pepper Stanley.
Jedi,
So much
best
better.
one. I'm sorry I don't like the second one the best like everyone else.
Sean O. Barry.
This is what you get in my house. We're spilling paint in the garage. Do I stutter?
Roy Schaefer Harder.
I was ready to don a Yankee outfit and go bash people's brains and run through the streets.
They are the movie experts. They are the movie masters. They are the Watchers.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. The Watchers, your monthly show about movies and a little bit of television. Why? Because we watch it. We watch everything. We are your movie, television, and pop culture experts. We are the Watchers. I am Eastside Dave McDonald.
Yeah.
With me is Chris Pepper Stanley,
Yeah.
Sean O'Barry, and not with us, the evil one, Roy Schaefer Harder. Still in rehab. We wish him good luck.
Yeah.
Well, it's a busy summer right now, and all the movies are getting unveiled, and all the good things are happening. But you know what? Davey Mack says, let's take a step back in time, Chris Pepper Stanley. And that step back in time is exactly 20 years ago, 1994. I want to give you the movies that were nominated for Best Picture. This was a hell of a year. Pulp Fiction, Quiz Show, Shawshank Redemption, Four Weddings and a Funeral, and Forrest Gump. Pepper, of those five, I'm pretty sure I could guess, but which would be your number one movie? Now that we got 20 years of hindsight, Forrest Gump, of course, cleaned up on all the Academy Awards. What's the best movie of those five?
What do you think, buddy?
You're going to say Pulp Fiction, aren't you?
Pulp Fiction.
And Davey Mack might surprise you. Why? I am the biggest Quentin Tarantino fan in the world, and Pulp Fiction was like my Sgt. Pepper's.
You're going Shawshank, aren't you?
Shawshank Redemption is the best movie of those five.
Okay,
I can
why?
sit... How many times is Shawshank Redemption on TNT or TBS?
Just because it's
7
drilled
hours.
so
How many
often.
times do you watch it when it's on TNT or
But I
TBS?
also watch Pulp Fiction whenever it's on.
It's never on. For whatever reason, Pulp Fiction is not on cable.
IFC does play it some like certain parts of the year.
but they put commercials on it. A. B.
Yeah, but Shawshank has commercials too.
Know what I saw one time on, and you would appreciate this, Pepper, on Channel 11, WPIX, the New York channel.
Yeah.
They had Pulp Fiction on. And boy, oh boy, that movie was like an hour and 3 minutes. Every curse, every scene. Yeah. I mean, you know, you're not going to be getting Ving Rhames getting raped and saying he's going to go medieval. Think of the N-words that were said in Pulp Fiction. It's an insane movie. Oh, one or two. Oh, my goodness gracious. I got uncomfortable watching it.
Storage.
Yeah, I'm watching it with my 5- and 6-year-old kids. I'm like, this might be inappropriate after all.
What?
You heard what I said. I'm watching Pulp Fiction with my 5- and 6-year-olds, and all of a sudden Ving Rhames is saying he's going to get medieval on someone's ass, and he says he's going to call a couple of blanks. Pipe-hitting blanks, and some shit's going to go down.
Even Quentin was a little, dead. Storage.
Yeah. Quentin Tarantino was the biggest racist of them all. That was totally out of nowhere.
He's married to a black chick.
Is there a sign that says dead N-word storage on my thing?
There was no sign.
Because storing that dead N-words is not my fucking business, pal. I love how excited Jimmy gets. Don't tell me about my coffee, okay, Julie? I'm the one who fucking buys it, okay? Bonnie buys shit, okay? Now, you gotta make some calls. You gotta get some people over here. Then you do it. And you get the fuck out of my house. That's
Do it.
Dave McDonald as Quentin Tarantino.
Spot on.
Pulp Fiction.
We've brought this up before, but how does Eddie fall into this criminal organization? Is he just
Which one? Who? Jimmy?
Jimmy. How does Jimmy?
The Tarantino character.
Yeah.
Friend of Jules, obviously.
Jimmy was...
But how does Jules know? How does Jimmy know Jules?
Well, Tarantino was married to a black
enough.
woman, and I have a feeling like maybe Jules and the black... Maybe the black woman was Jules' sister.
I doubt that. No,
That'd be cool.
No, because he would have said,
No.
I gotta go to my sister's house." But he said he's going to Jimmy's house.
Good point. Good point. So maybe Jules introduced Jimmy and the black chick, because he knew her through the black community.
All right, I think you're making a lot of sense now.
I don't know
They're acquaintances.
why Tarantino was in the movie. He was in the movie because he wanted to be in his own goddamn movie.
As he should. He has the
remember
right.
Django? He had the best, worst Australian accent of all time.
Yeah, come on.
Shut up there, Blackie.
That whole scene was just weird.
Be quiet, Blackie. Shut your mouth. I'm like, Tarantino, you are the worst Australian ever.
Do we have to go back to when he went Black Talk on BET? When he was talking with Jamie Williams.
He is such a nut, but he's the best.
Yeah.
And I do love him. But I'm just saying, I'm saying this. Pulp Fiction, yes, it's a top 10 film. Especially if, you have to understand, I was 16 years old when Pulp Fiction came out, and my dad dropped me and my friend John Simic off just to see this movie. It was that big of an event. Even bought the tickets for us because it was rated R. Because it was that big of an event. We had seen Reservoir Dogs. The movie was coming out. This is going to be huge. That's why I compared it to Sgt. Pepper's for me, honestly. Because it was musically, I guess Nirvana Nevermind came out. Pulp Fiction seemed like a life changer.
But the notion is, what movie that year was the best for you?
For me, if you go back, Shawshank Redemption is like a top 5 movie of all time, American movie.
But so was Pulp Fiction.
It's really close.
You almost like the fact they came out in the same year. It's like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden.
Questions
same year.
for Pepper and Shano.
Bring it.
Inglourious Bastards or Django Unchained?
Glorious Bastards.
Shano?
Ooh, agreed. Glorious Bastards.
Used to feel that way. Lately, I've been hitting my smoke zone / pot garage, and I have gotten into a Django phase. I think I like Django better than Glorious Bastards. First of all, DiCaprio and Sam Jackson are to die for. They are killers. And then you add the Academy Award-winning performance, again, of Christoph Waltz, who is the greatest actor who doesn't speak
Ever.
English.
Yeah.
Or he does.
He speaks
but,
every language. I think.
Yeah.
So sad when he died.
I was
Spoiler
depressed.
alert.
I'm like, come on,
That
Christoph.
sucked.
You were out the door, bro. Just go back when he's not being guarded by 1,000 guys.
Just couldn't help himself.
And both those movies have just the weird, out-of-place song in the middle of a period piece. Catch
Django,
people.
he didn't even try. He was like all rap.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of modern songs in Django. There was a ton of rap
Yeah,
songs.
but the Tupac song at the end when he's just lighting up everyone in that.
Yeah,
in
but
that
remember, there was also a
was
big rap
comical.
song with some N-words and stuff when Django, when they're first marching to Candyland. And Django's marching with the other guys, with the other black slaves, but Django's on a horse. And they're like looking at him funny, like, why is this black guy on a horse? And they play some hardcore rap song.
that took me out of it for the first time watching
It
it.
doesn't do that
But,
for me.
but
for me neither.
watching it over and over again, like I get it. It made more sense.
I think it's
the more
great.
watched it.
I love the way it did it. Now, I'm going to say, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to make a public watcher's apology to Wes Anderson. Because I'm not going to lie, I did not like Moonrise Kingdom. And it was the first Wes Anderson movie that disappointed me. And I was just, here's the thing that I fear with Wes Anderson. His movies are unbelievable looking, and they're also kind of adorable at the same time.
And Bill
The
Murray's always in it.
Yeah, but the problem is, with Moonrise Kingdom, I felt like he went from adorable to being intentionally cutesy.
No, I love the Moonrise.
And did not like that film. Having said that, he redeemed himself. I finally got around to seeing Grand Budapest Hotel. That movie rocked.
I thought Moonrise Kingdom was better, but
You are fucking bonkers.
no, I'm not at all. But I think that in Grand Budapest Hotel, Ray Fiennes
Was.
holy God, amazing.
This
Just
needs
amazing.
to be the first Wes.
so damn funny.
He was hysterical. This movie needs to be the first Wes Anderson movie. That's a crock of shit, but it needs to be the first Wes Anderson movie that gets nominated for Best Picture. Needs to be. Now that the category is a lot longer, how Rushmore and Tenenbaum specifically were not nominated is beyond me. And I still feel like Bill Murray's Lost in Translation nomination only came because they realized they screwed him over in Rushmore. Because Rushmore is the better performance from Bill Murray. Rushmore is, and the movie's better than Lost in Translation.
Amazing.
And I'm so happy that this guy got it back together. Because Darjeeling Limited, okay, I put up with it.
I don't see what your hatred for Moonrise Kingdom is. I thought it was a great
Cutesy,
story
cutesy.
between two weirdos.
Okay,
who
let me
found love.
point out a tragic flaw that Wes Anderson does. Every single movie, he's got to have a scene or two where the lead character just lists shit that he needs to get for his adventure. And all of a sudden, you could bank on it with every Wes Anderson movie with a little piano playing behind him. He's like, Okay, this is what we need. I need 2 sticks of dynamite. I need 3 things of chewing gum. I need a box of cereal. And it's like, you do this listing thing. It started in even Bottle Rocket, his first movie.
Why is that a bad thing? I think I love it. It's part of his thing. He knows what he's
It's
doing.
repetitive. I'm sick of it.
No, it's
Moonrise
stylistic.
Kingdom, half the dialogue felt like lists for what they were going to do. Just show me what they're fucking doing.
There was one list scene in Moonrise Kingdom.
There was more than that. The kid, when he had all the Cub Scouts, the kid's like, okay, what we're going to need is some rope. And then next thing you know, Edward Norton's going, okay, to catch these kids, I'm going to need a silencer. I'm going to need a canoe.
I like that Ed Norton was a Nazi in Grand Budapest.
Yeah, that
Hotel.
was, well, they were,
Well, not
what
actual
were they?
Nazis. Well, they were all. It was
all fake?
fictional countries.
But then Budapest is a real country, right?
Budapest is a city in Hungary.
I don't know shit.
Pepper
You
Noel.
you ever been to Hungary?
Yes, I've been there twice.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Unicum, baby.
That's right. I know you go on these weird, what my theory is drug oriented European trips sometimes, but Hungary was one of them.
Yes, I've been in Hungary twice.
What did you do there?
Partied
Well, how?
cheaply because they're not.
How?
They're not on the
How'd
euro.
you party? You know what
do
I'm
you
talking
think?
about. What substances?
What do you think?
Talk
Having
to
a
me.
couple cocktails. So what?
That's it.
Unicum.
That's
yeah,
it.
That's it. Yeah.
Is marijuana legal in Hungary? I know it is in
No.
Amsterdam. God damn it, Hungary!
So you got it illegally then?
Hey, did you ever do this joke? Like, hey, I'm so hungry! And then all the Hungarian people were laughing.
Turkey's right there.
Yeah, hey, can someone give me some turkey? Did you ever do that?
Nope.
That's all I would say to like every bartender or waiter and anyone that was there.
I'm going with you, man.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
I'm hungry!
Oh, you ever been to Turkey?
Yes, we get your point, redhead. Yes, Ginger, you're in Hungary. You're in our country. Yes, in your language it means yes. You want something to eat. We understand.
It's Turkey right there.
I tell you what. Hey, I'm gonna get a cheeseburger here because I'm hungry. Yeah, right. It wasn't funny the first time, Red. All right, fuck you. Who's trying to party, bro? Now I'm having imaginary conversations with a Hungarian waiter. Hey. So you like Grand Budapest Hotel?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
And you feel like it should be nominated?
No, I mean Ray Fiennes should be nominated. I loved him so much. Now he was just so funny.
His
delivery
hysterical.
was just amazing.
I also thought the music was radical. And
Radical. That's
how
a strong word.
And I'll tell you one thing right now. Besides that, I thought that the first 40 minutes of the movie were so Stanley Kubrickian, it was shocking. But I don't even say that in a bad way. It had its own vibe, it had its own energy, and its own plot. So, but the look of it was right out of The Shining. Even to the point where the hotel looked like the Overlook Hotel, the same colors.
You're a fan of The Shining. You're a fan of Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Can you bring your chick to this movie? Can your beloved watch this with you and like?
Oh,
enjoy
she'll
it?
be bored stiff.
Yeah.
You know how
No,
women
it's one of
are
those.
with the movies.
Yes, you can.
No, I'm just asking.
You know how women are, right?
Is it a Wes Anderson?
Women
film?
are always like, hey, Sean, I'm so hungry. And Sean was like, I'm just trying to watch the fucking Wes Anderson movie, baby.
It just came up the other night. We were gonna watch it, and I was like, I don't know. Wes Anderson can
No,
kind of pull you
don't,
away with
don't.
with the
You don't-
ladies.
No,
and-
watch.
You don't want
Good.
some,
Yes,
hey, man, you don't want some hole ruin it for you. I'm telling you one thing, baby.
That's not what I meant.
Peppy, you like Moonrise Kingdom for real better than Grand Budapest?
Yeah.
Tell me exactly why.
I thought the story was right. I love the two kid actors in Moonrise Kingdom.
Hated those kid actors. I only liked them
agree.
when they were in their underwear. It's the only sexy part of that whole movie.
I was very weirded out by that.
Right? I was like, I fucked the shit out of that kid.
It's a 12-year-old.
Whoever. Whichever one of you kids wants it. Hey, shout out. Did you know Sean and I are doing a Lethal Weapon thing? Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
And, well, actually, we only did Lethal Weapon 1 together.
Wait, hang on.
And then I got overexcited, as I'm prone to do, and started texting him every day, hey, Sean, Lethal Weapon 2's on, to which he did not reply.
Fun fact about Lethal Weapon 1. Remember the Christmas tree scene right in the beginning? First scene, Riggs is buying Coke from
Sure.
the guy with the black hair and the mullet.
Yeah?
That's Anthony Kiedis' father, Blackie Kiedis.
Is there,
I swear to God.
thank you for the useless piece of trivia.
There you
Some
go.
red hot
First
facts.
of all, I hate Anthony Kiedis. I don't like the chili
Thank
peppers.
you very much, everyone.
I could give a fuck. Well, Anthony Kiedis himself was on the episode of Happy Days. You ever see that?
I did not.
Oh, you're a Chili Peppers fan. You didn't know
about
that?
that one, no.
Go after the show,
All right.
YouTube Anthony Kiedis Happy Days.
All right.
And it's funny. He's got like the little like short haircut, but he's playing like the bully. And he's like, hey, Chachi, you piece, and everyone's like, Anthony, shut up.
Blackie
Lethal
Peters.
Weapon brought about so many wonderful memories. This is how action movies used to be. One thing that modern
Terrible
action...
one-liners.
Exactly.
They were so amazing.
The thing that modern action movies don't have is that shitty one-liner / little comedy part.
/ grit.
Action movies are only action movies these days. Comedy movies are only comedies. But Lethal Weapon, and I'll even say, maybe you give credit to Steven Spielberg, because Raiders of the Lost Ark is the first action film, truly action film that I could think of that had moments of humor. Didn't have a lot of the corny, Terminator 2 type, Lethal Weapon type one-liners, but it still had funny moments. But Lethal Weapon 2, that just took it into overdrive.
Schwarzenegger was always the best at that in all of his films.
I'll kill you!
Yeah.
My head hurts! I'm just going to slightly fuck up his most famous quotes. I'll return! You mean you'll be back? I'll return!
I'll be here later.
I don't know.
What was kindergarten copy? A brain tumor?
I have a tumor.
My head hurts! That's the Davy Mack impression.
I don't know. Maybe the idea of what's cool just changed. Like, I think when they wrote those things, like, this is going to be great. It's like, you just shot this guy in the head. And it's going to be...
Oh, well,
But
we
now
were...
it's right. 100%.
Well,
It
the
was
thing that we
time
were
period,
talking
yeah.
about was Riggs was just such a fucking shitty cop.
Yeah, over the
I mean,
top,
poor Danny Glover
shitty
was too
asshole.
old for that shit. Murtaugh didn't need to put up with this guy. He was a basket case. He's jumping off a building. He's handcuffing a suicidal
He's
person.
wearing cowboy boots.
Jumping off the roof. First of all, as Shano and I were talking about, in this, in a bunch of the scenes in the first Lethal Weapon, he's wearing a goddamn red shirt. What type of detective have you ever seen stand out in the crowd?
With a jacket
They
on.
wear very blah clothing on purpose.
And he's in California. He must have been sweating his balls off.
He
too.
was sweating profusely.
His giant hairdo. He stood
And
out.
and then by Lethal Weapon 2, I'm looking at Riggs, and all of a sudden, he's into Murtaugh's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
This guy just seemed like a goddamn albatross around Murtaugh. The movie should have ended, the whole series should have ended with Murtaugh fucking shooting Riggs in the head.
Yeah.
Anti-Semite.
Well, not that time. At least we didn't know it at that time.
He was. I was always pissed off that Murtaugh couldn't get a cab in New York City, Pep.
This Lethal Weapon conversation took a spin. I wasn't...
I expect this to happen.
Peppy Ham. You like Lethal Weapon 1, 2, or 3? We're not going to include Lethal Weapon 4 because Chris Rock, that didn't count. I'm sorry. I like
Really?
Chris Rock, but it was a bad one.
Oh, no, I guess 1. I haven't seen them in so long.
No, Joe Pesci in number 1. Joe
know.
Pesci was in part 2 and 3.
The last thing Joe Pesci's done, he was in a documentary about horse racing.
Joe Pesci lost his fucking mind years ago.
Oh, maybe it's just like, I have enough money. I don't want to work anymore.
I don't know. That much money? I mean, I know he was in Casino, but is Scorsese doesn't pay people the way, the Hollywood studio system would.
Yeah, but still, I'm sure he still has more money than any of us here, and I'm sure he hasn't worked in years.
What year is Casino? What year?
95.
What year is My Cousin Vinny?
About 92, 93.
So,
His big year was 1990, where he was in Goodfellas, wins an Academy Award,
Home Alone?
and then Home Alone, where that was the biggest box office movie that year. That's a monster year. You win an Academy Award, you're in one of the greatest movies ever in Goodfellas, and then you're in the biggest box office hit that same year in Home Alone.
Wow,
that's
that
a
is-
gigantic year.
and you
Actually,
rolled
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
and you roll through the Lethal Weapon.
True. And I mean,
franchise.
he's in Lethal Weapon 2 and 3.
And he beat that rape charge.
Joe Pesci?
I made that up.
I met Joe Pesci once at the Spring Lake Golf Club.
How was he?
Very, very friendly guy. Very nice. I helped him get his golf clubs into the trunk of his car. I was there. My friend Eugene Campbell was a member,
Move the body over.
and I pretended I was a caddy just to help him get his clubs into his trunk because I could see he was a little small guy
You should have actually just crawled into the trunk with the clubs. Just
and killed him.
No.
Take a golf club and hit him in the head
Where we
Hang out
going?
with him.
and be like, "Now who's the fucking boss, Pesci? Huh? This is for Billy Bats, Pesci."
He would have stabbed you with a kitchen
Right?
knife. He got from his mom.
Yeah, I love that part.
Yeah.
The hoof. What is it? The paw or the hoof? The hoof. And then there was the hoof. Yeah, the hoof. So much stuff. Saw Dallas Buyers Club. Pretty good. I could see why the guy would win an Academy Award. I still like True Detective better.
I didn't realize. You mean Leto?
No, McConaughey. I still like True Detective better. than Dallas Buyers Club. But Dallas Buyers Club was good. It was a solid
Well,
movie.
Letter won too, right?
Yeah, they both won.
Yeah.
They both won.
I think that Matthew McConaughey's. I thought he was great from the get-go, right? He did that lawyer movie. Way
Yeah,
back
but
in the day. Hang on.
Days of Confused.
Days of Confused was
Before.
Yeah. So all right, perfect example. He's an amazing actor.
He was great in that.
Does that lawyer movie where
That was a good movie.
that
Civil action or something like that?
he was great in that.
Or something like that. I don't know.
Contact.
Jury Duty. That was the movie.
Jury Duty.
Contact.
That's a lie. That's a.
Yeah, I know. Contact. He's great in that. But then, he goes on to do some like
Jury Duty
weird-
was a Pauly Shore movie.
Jury Duty is what you have next week. That's why
Jury
you
Duty is
said
a
it.
Pauly Shore movie.
Oh, it is? Fucking Pauly Shore. He's better than McConaughey, right?
I love Pauly Shore back in the day.
The Weasel? Yo, man. So that was okay. What was it? Tom Cruise is rumored to make a Star Wars cameo.
Yeah, he's supposed to. He's in talks to be in a cameo for the Star Wars.
Does
movie.
anyone care?
I'm a little surprised by that. I mean, you don't want someone who's so famous necessarily to be in. I know Harrison Ford, but he, started in Star Wars.
But
For Christ's
Sam
sakes.
Jackson was a Jedi, and I mean,
That's
he's pretty
true.
goddamn famous.
I guess so. Tom Cruise is a bigger star by far than Sam Jackson.
Yeah, but
let's
Sam
not forget.
Jackson is almost universally known. I mean, Sam Jackson's been
He's
very
famous.
for a very long
he's
time.
a very big
7,000
star.
movies.
He's a very big star. But all I'm saying is, on one scale of 1 to 10, Tom Cruise is a 10. Sam Jackson
hotness.
is a 2.
All right.
Sam Jackson is a fucking 2.
It's really sad for Sam.
Except for Django, which he should have been nominated for. I'm not even saying Sam Jackson needed an Academy Award. Nominate the son of a bitch. He was unbelievable.
Sam Jackson loves that weed. You know that?
What about his performance in Django?
Yeah, he loves that weed.
All right. Ken Mills tells us now Robert Pattinson will not be the new Indiana Jones in an Indiana Jones rumored reboot.
I didn't even know that was a rumor.
It was a very strong rumor, and I'll tell you this. Had they decided to do that, I would instantly get a nuclear bomb and send it right over to England. Because I can't take
Hopefully,
English people.
he can hide in a refrigerator.
I would say.
I don't need English people doing American roles. I don't know what happened to America that we don't have actors anymore. It's all English and Australian people. Every HBO show, every fucking movie. This is ridiculous. What, Sean O'Barry can't get one of these roles?
What you mean?
No, I want you to be American,
Well,
you son of a bunch.
American-
Way to follow the goddamn story.
Shit.
Just talk like
Sean-
yourself.
Oh,
Yeah. You know what? Never mind, Hollywood. Don't give Sean O'Barry anything.
right. Right.
I thought Sean O'Barry has done some fantastic acting work.
Chums.
Especially in St. Patty's Day Pete
Yep.
and his sidekick.
Oh yeah.
The claim to fame.
What the hell were we thinking making St. Patty's Day?
That was one of the best ones. The Way Back, I saw that too.
How was that? I've heard good things.
It's not on HBO anymore.
I liked it.
They took it off like that.
I liked Sam Rockwell more than the movie, but I did like the movie. But I just love Sam Rockwell. Now, that's a guy who could do Indiana Jones. For real. I know we wouldn't see him as an action star, but these guys can always lift weights, get in shape, and pull off action.
gotcha.
You want the guy who's interesting and is idiosyncratic. That's the more interesting Indiana Jones.
Did you see? This is a little off topic, but did you see the trailer for Foxcatcher?
No.
That new movie with Steve. It's coming out with Steve Carell and Channing Tatum. He was one of the DuPonts. Remember the story of the
Yeah.
DuPont guy that killed the wrestler?
No.
A DuPont killed a wrestler
From the family DuPont?
from the DuPont family. Yeah.
Okay.
He killed. Like he started a wrestling. He was obsessed with like Olympic wrestling. Started a wrestling thing and ended up shooting one of the wrestlers.
Oh,
in
my
the head.
God.
And then he got put away. But then I think
It's a
it was-
true story.
It's a true story. Yeah.
Oh,
and you
I
gotta
wanna
see the
see
trailer
this.
because Steve Carell is just creepy.
He's the DuPont guy?
He's a DuPont dude. Yeah. It's called Foxcatcher.
I'll see it. I like Steve Carell. He was actually good in the way back because he wasn't playing, to type. He was a dick and he wasn't very funny.
Even in Little Miss
I
Sunshine,
think
he was
I
great.
think like he can play like a weirdo and a dick very
he
well.
can. He can.
You know
He
why?
was
'Cause
a
I think
dick.
he is one in real life.
He probably is. That's nice of us. Hey, you're a good actor. You must be a dick in real life.
He plays because I just see something in him.
But that's like
just,
us saying Ray Fiennes is actually a Nazi.
He is.
Oh, he is. Fuck me. And I don't like Grand Budapest anymore. Davey Mack ain't into Nazism.
Little Miss Sunshine. He was great in that. He was very dramatic and yet kind of.
I didn't like that movie. I thought that was a poor man's Wes Anderson, to be honest. Was not into that fucking movie. I liked Alan Arkin, but he's always great.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this James Franco, Seth Rogen movie coming out?
The one where they were going to North Korea?
Yeah.
I don't know. They seem to be the buddy team now for some, at least in
They
the
are.
comedy world. Like
They're
they're
new.
the guys.
They're the guys. Fuck Lauren Hardy and fuck Spade and Farley.
Wow.
No, those
part?
guys made one good movie, Tommy Boy. Did you ever see Black Sheep?
Did you mean Tommy Boy too?
He's terrible.
Oh, I don't turn it off though.
I do. I turn it off quick.
No.
Lightning quick.
Yes, Tommy Boy is better, but I will not turn off Black Sheep.
Diddy
I
Mac
still
has
Black
like
Sheep.
800 movies in his smoke zone alone. You think he's going to be sitting around for Black Sheep?
I think Nolte's in Black Sheep, or is it Busey?
I'm going to go. Davey Mac's going to put on Barry Lyndon before he sits there and watches that piece of garbage. That's a bad one.
You just bought Barry Lyndon, so why don't play?
After Black Sheep, I was watching the old show at the movies with Siskel and Ebert, and they were both still alive. And Siskel says, this is a quote. I remember this verbatim. Siskel says, quote, "I don't think Chris Farley is funny. He's just a fat man on the ground rolling." I was like, whoa, bro.
Siskel was the best.
Dude.
That's just a
Crazy
thing to
They
say.
knew their show. They were really good. He was supposed to be the dick, and Ebert was supposed to be more of the movie guy and stuff. But the funny thing was, he
cool
was
head.
sitting 2 inches away from a fat fucking bastard in Roger Ebert. And Ebert just looks at the ground because he feels all embarrassed.
Sure.
He's like, hey, he's just a fat asshole rolling on the ground. Chris Farley isn't funny at all.
They were the best. There's actually a documentary just came out about Ebert.
I'd like to see that. I always loved that show. And then they got Ebert. Siskel died, and they got the other guy. Who's his replacement?
Roper.
The guy with the glasses, Roper. Yeah. And then Ebert dies. What the hell?
Yeah, people died, Dave.
Is Roper still alive?
Yeah.
Mr. Roper? Get it?
Ropes. Remember ropes?
Yeah. Shut up. You know that.
Oh, yeah, come ropes.
Shooting ropes.
And,
Hey,
Three's
Mr.
Company.
Yeah, Mr. Three's Company.
I'm with you.
I called that film critic. I go, hey, Mr. Roper, here's my rent. And then I give him $2,000.
And he goes,
I gave it to him in cash, and then he walked away. So I don't think he got the joke at all because he ended up taking my money.
Oh.
he liked
I
doing
was
that-
just doing a Three's Company reference, like Mr. Roper, here's my rent.
Yeah, Mr. Roper liked doing that fairy, hand.
All right, please,
signal.
Sean, please, please.
You know,
This is
people-
getting way too
people
weird
homo-
for me.
We don't need that.
Homosexuals.
Sean,
Hey, look,
no.
homosexuals.
All right, please.
Mr. Roper.
I want to comment real quickly. True Blood is back and currently sucking
ass.
dicks.
Yeah, high five to that.
Seriously, Sean and I finally on the same wave.
Jesus Christ, it was
It
a
only,
terrible show.
it only took us about a minute before the show's supposed to be ending. But True Blood,
Oh,
not good, Sean.
I mean, they've been winding down this whole time.
This is the final season.
But I thought this show was so amazing for so long.
I never said it was. I always said it's a fun show. It's not even fun this year. It's dragging ass. We have no Eric. Finally, it looks like he might come back and start killing some people.
But he's got the Hep V.
It's ridiculous. This is your final season. You're going out like this. This is bullshit. True Blood. Pussy.
Pussy.
Pussy. Fuck. Fuck my pussy.
We shouldn't,
Pussy.
we shouldn't go out like this, please. Let's just hit that music.
Not yet. Not yet. I want to talk about one thing. Are you watching The Leftovers?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I like that more than True Blood.
I read the book. I know what happens.
Oh, you did?
Unless they change it, stop watching.
Are you a big Stephen King fan?
stop reading
No.
books, will you?
Well, I think we've had this conversation
Wait,
before.
did he even do The Leftovers?
No, he didn't. But we've had that conversation before. But like, I was like, Stephen King's terrible. None of his stuff's ever been good on film. But then you actually proved me wrong.
The Shawshank Redemption, The
It's like, yeah,
Shining,
yeah,
Stand
yeah,
By
I
Me.
know.
Take your
Yeah,
head
I
out your
know.
ass,
Yeah, I know.
pops.
All right, you can kiss my ass. All right, all right, you scumbag piece of
All
shit.
right, listen, this show has been ugly without Roy, so let's just wrap it up. Let's hit it. And maybe Roy adds some love into this room. Without Roy Shaver, people at their goddamn throats. I'm just saying, Pepper, with all due respect, your premise of Stephen King's movies, books don't make good movies, was fucking retarded.
I think most of that was I remember watching the Tommy Knockers miniseries. I was like, this is awful.
Well, yeah, if you want Tommy Knockers, Carrie was good. There's a whole bunch of good.
there's so many that actually are good.
All right. Anyway, we will be back in August for a new episode of The Watchers. Enjoy this show. Enjoy the Davey Mac Sports program. My name is Eastside Dave, Chris Pepper Stanley, Sean O'Barry, Roy Schaefer. Harder. Good night.